The worst men often boast of their triumphs, yet life does not settle debts openly. It collects in silence. A Stoic seeks no vengeance. He observes, "For as you find peace in healing, karma begins its work, relentless and unerring. You may think they've escaped justice, their lies, betrayals, manipulations. They walk away as if untouched. But the truth is, something has shifted. Life now speaks to them in karma's silent tongue. Whispers only. They feel daily. In this video, you'll uncover 5 subtle signs that someone is reaping the consequences of how they treated you, not in public spectacle, nor in courts, but within their own lives, their minds, in quiet moments, unseen by others. This is not about revenge. It's about truth. And truth speaks louder than any shout. It speaks in silence. Nothing weighs heavier than pretending all is well when it is not. Karma cares not for facades. A man of honor knows karma works through the heart when no one watches. The first sign of its quiet justice is when they act as if life has never been better. The one who vanished without reason, who broke your trust, who wounded you and left you to blame, now they shine. They post daily images, smiling in places you never shared, surrounded by strangers who never knew you. If you're not vigilant, you might believe their facade. You might scroll through their curated moments and think, perhaps they're truly content without me. But hear this, no filter can mask the truth. True joy needs no display. False joy demands it. You've seen it before. They go quiet after the fallout. Then, suddenly, an explosion of pretense photos, stories, lofty quotes, polished selfies, a campaign to appear radiant. One moment, they shattered something real. Now they tag their new life with healing, as if untouched by remorse. Look closely. Their smile stretches too wide. Their eyes are distant. Desperate energy betrays them. For true peace is quiet, while insecurity is always loud. Epictetus taught that what matters is not what happens to you, but how you respond. Marcus Aurelius declared the best revenge is to be unlike the one who harmed you. Thus, a Stoic does not argue, does not retaliate, does not chase closure. He observes with calm resolve. True peace is not a performance, it is a state of being. The more they strive to prove they've moved on, the more likely they haven't. Karma needs no herald. It arrives each night as they lie down. Confronting the man, they've become the reason they lost someone who wished them no harm. No flood of posts, no feigned joy. No new companion can silence the voice of a conscience that knows it broke something true. Let them smile for the world, for you know the truth. The heaviest lie is pretending to be at peace. Karma may not strike like lightning. Sometimes it erodes quietly, stripping away what they thought would never leave. The second sign of karma's silent work is when life begins to reclaim what they held carelessly. Men think karma arrives with a clamor, a wreck, a heartbreak, a betrayal. But karma is precise. It does not shout. It does not rage. It subtracts quietly, so subtly they barely notice. They lose small things. A friend who no longer responds. A colleague's trust that fades. Opportunities that slip away without reason. They dismiss it as life's whims, mere chance, until the pattern repeats relentlessly, and at last, they stand amid the ruins of what they once mocked. Undervalued. Orcast aside. They may have called you too sensitive, too caring, too earnest, when in truth, you were the only one who acted with heart. You tried. You stayed up late, offering comfort in their darkest hours. You forgave when they forgot your worth. You trusted them when they doubted themselves. And how did they repay you? They sneered. They jested that you were too clingy, too needy, too soft for this world. They took your presence for granted, not a gift. Then you stopped giving. You ceased fighting for someone who never showed up for you. Quietly, you walked away. At first, they felt free, unburdened, indifferent. But then the silence began to echo. Message dwindled. Their circle shrank. Those they trusted proved as selfish, cold, and calculating as they were. Suddenly, the choices they thought they had vanished. The support they took for granted is gone. The comfort of someone who truly cared irreplaceable. No one, especially not their new companions, can fill the void you once held, for they only know the facade of a man pretending to be whole. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Do not waste time arguing what a good man should be. Be one, and karma will strip away all that does not align with truth." When someone wrongs a good man, they betray not just you, but the version of themselves that once knew peace, patience, forgiveness, and depth. Karma does not punish with overt pain. It disciplines by revealing exactly what they lost, then forces them to live without it. Each room grows colder. Each new bond feels hollow. Each victory rings empty. For deep down, they know they once held something precious and let it slip through their hands. Let them lose it. Let them learn. Let them look around and see that nothing around them now feels as safe or sacred as what they had with you. For karma does not merely take, it strips away the version of themselves that could hold your love. No matter how they try to rebuild, they will never reclaim that peace. When they speak in riddles, yet you remain the unspoken center of their words. Karma whispers in their mind. The third sign of their silent reckoning is when you linger in their thoughts. They may pretend to forget you, never speaking your name openly, but listen closely. They post vague musings online, cryptic notes about betrayal, loyalty, false friends, or healing from the past. They scatter clues in their stories. Some will never know what they lost. Or, not everyone deserves my energy anymore. At first glance, it seems general, but you know better. You understand their language. You know their habits, their pain, their unspoken truths. You've been there, scrolling through your feed. When a post hits like a veiled arrow wrapped in poetry, they don't name you, they don't tag you, yet every word carries your shadow, crafted to catch your eye without admitting it. This is not strength. This is not healing. It's a conscience crying out through the cracks of a fractured pride. Their friends may not see it. The world may not notice. But you do. For you once loved them enough to read their silence. Now that silence screams back at them. Karma does not always punish with events. Sometimes it torments with obsession, uncontrollable thoughts, regrets that cannot be swallowed, memories they thought would fade, but now haunt them relentlessly. A Stoic does not seek revenge. He does not lash out. He does not counter with veiled words. For to respond is to acknowledge, while silence reclaims power. Epictetus taught, if someone speaks ill of you, live so that none believe them. So when they speak in circles behind you, do not reply, do not explain, do not clarify. Let them carry your name in their quiet torment, for their veiled words only expose their truth. You've moved on, but they haven't. Let them post their quotes, their half-truths, their twisted tales. Let them heal with noise to mask their lack of peace. You don't need to be in their life to live in their mind. That's karma's work. The mind is the loudest prison, especially when the one you wronged refuses to look back. Stay silent, for silence speaks volumes. When you betray a good man, you don't just lose him, you lose the ability to trust anyone who reminds you of him, even yourself. The fourth sign of their silent reckoning is when they stop trusting others and, slowly, themselves. At first, it seems like self-preservation. They tighten their circle, close their heart, become selective with their trust. They say, "I trust no one now. Everyone's fake." But beneath that hardened shell lies not strength, not boundaries, not healing, but fear, born in the shadow of their guilt. You've seen it. They were once open, laughed freely, trusted easily, spoke without restraint. But after what they did to you or others, something shifted, not outwardly, but within, silently, steadily. Now they question every motive, suspect betrayal before trust, scrutinize every word, act, or pause for signs someone might hurt them as they hurt you. Why? Because deep down, they know what they're capable of. When you've wounded someone undeserving, you start to believe others are just as treacherous. This is karma's deepest cut, self-doubt. It isolates, not by force, but by eroding the soul from within. The voice that once said, "I've got this," now whispers, "Perhaps I'm the problem." That thought terrifies. For once you doubt yourself, peace becomes impossible, no matter how quiet the room. Senetzarot. He who wrongs another rarely trusts anyone, for he knows what he himself can do. A Stoic knows this truth. Inner peace is tied to a clear conscience. When your actions betray your values, you lose not only others but yourself. This is karma's work. It does not always show in grand consequences. Sometimes it's a quiet unrest, a tightness in the chest when all seems well. It's an unease they cannot name, a whisper that they are unworthy of their gains. Let them dwell in that silence. Let them question every motive. Let them fear the shadows they once cast upon others. For karma does not merely haunt with memories, it steals peace through creeping doubt. The harshest prison is not behind bars, but where conscience becomes the jailer. So, if they can no longer trust, feel no guilt, do not try to fix them. Do not return to prove. Not all are the same. That is not your duty. Your role was never to save those who chose a path of ruin. You offered truth. They answered with betrayal. Now karma delivers what they deserve, not chaos or drama, but the silent collapse of their own being. Karma does not roar. It leads you to face yourself. The fifth and undeniable sign of their silent reckoning is when life sends them a mirror, a person who is their exact reflection, not just a poor match, not merely someone unsuitable, but a living mirror reflecting every wrong they inflicted on those who loved them. This reflection does not arrive loudly. It comes with charm, allure, and promise, just as they once did to win your trust. At first, it feels like fate. They believe they've found their ideal match. The connection is electric, immediate, undeniable. But they don't yet see they're not embracing something new. They're caught in karma's cycle, designed to show them not their beloved, but the person they once were. This time, they hold no control. Recall how they made you feel never quite enough. Despite your endless giving, now they chase replies that never come, wait for calls ignored, post in hopes of being seen, only to meet silence. They played games of hot and cold with you. Now they're bound to someone who burns them with absence, then floods them with affection, only to retreat and call them too sensitive. They mocked your vulnerability. Now their openness is ridiculed. They had your loyalty and walked away. Now they beg for commitment from someone who is half in, half out. At first, they rationalize. This person's just complex, misunderstood. But deep down, a chilling realization dawns. This is what I did to someone else. They may never admit it aloud, but the thought haunts them in quiet moments, in the pause before sleep, in the silence after another failed connection. This pain is not random. It's not mere misfortune. It's recognition of a pattern. It's karma's justice in its sharpest form. Marcus Aurelius said, "The best revenge is to be unlike the one who harmed you." The universe seeks not vengeance but restoration, balancing the scales, not by inflicting pain, but by letting them live the hurt they caused through another they cannot sway, fix, or predict. This is not punishment, it's awakening. No lesson cuts deeper than one felt in the soul. They laughed at how much you cared. Now they weep for someone who cares not at all. They dismissed your needs. Now they're labeled excessive by one who keeps them at arm's length. They once walked as if untouchable. Now they plead for someone to stay, to respond, to try. And when that person shrugs, the truth dawns, not instantly, but in slow, inévitable pas. They're not just hurt, they're mirrored, and the mirror never lies. Let them face their equal. Let them feel the confusion, the powerlessness, the sting of being seen, used, and discarded, just as they did to you. This time, there's no one to blame, no one to manipulate, no story to twist. The one across from their pain is no monster, just them, in another's form, with the same patterns. This is not vengeance, it's return. Karma does not roar, strike, or destroy. It reflects. When they ask, "Why is this happening to me?" the answer is clear. You're not being punished, you're being shown. You need not fight those already battling themselves. Karma requires no aid from you. It asks not for your resistance, your proof, or your pleas for the world to see your worth. It demands only one thing: your silence, your calm, your refusal to stoop to their level, while they remain trapped in lies, pride, and manipulation. You step into a greater power clarity. Karma is not just what happens to them, it's what happens to you. When you let go, you no longer seek closure, for peace becomes your closure. You need no justice, for time bears witness. Your task is not to punish, but to rise, to stand firm and strong from within, so unshakable that no one can disturb your peace again, not even the shadow of the one who wronged you. This is the Stoic way. We do not curse our foes. We do not chase validation. We simply move forward, quietly, with discipline. If someone has hurt you, never apologized, acted blameless, or left as if you meant nothing, let them go. Though they seem free, they are haunted by one truth they cannot silence. A man who lies to others may sleep soundly, but one who lies to himself never rests. If this speaks to you, don't waste energy chasing the past. Share below which words struck you deepest. Let others know they're not alone. If you walk the path of silence and inner strength, join Think Stoic 101. Here, we don't just talk of healing, we train the mind to lead, not react. We forge clarity, discipline, and unshakable peace. Let karma do its work. You keep becoming the man they can never reach again. This is not revenge, it's evolution. The world watches in silence. For such growth, echoes without a word.